day 5 of Python Bootcamp. So in the previous videos, we have covered the concepts of print, variables, data types, and inputs. And now it's time to understand operators, the backbone of calculations, conditions, and logic in Python. So by the end of this video, you will clearly understand how Python performs math, comparisons, and logical decisions. So let's understand what are operators. So operators are the symbols that perform operations on values and variables. They simply tell Python what action to perform. So the types of operators we have in Python is the arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, and assignment operators. So let us start with arithmetic operators. So these are the arithmetic operators. We will be using these operators in some examples so that you understand better how to use these operators and when to use these operators. For that, we'll have to create variables. We'll create a variable A which is holding the value 50. There is a variable B which is holding the value 2. Okay, now we want to perform all these operations, and because we want to get it displayed on the screen, we'll use the print function. So A plus B. So it is just like our normal addition operation, all the mathematical operations. So we'll simply copy this line and change our operator to minus, and then we have the asterisk which performs the multiplication. Then we have slash, which is for division, which will give you the quotient as your output. And then we have double slash, which will also give you the quotient value of division, but there is a difference between single slash and double slash. I will show you on the output screen. And then we have modulus, which will give you the remainder of the division. And then finally, we have the double star or double asterisk, which will give you the output of exponents and power. So this is going to be like a to the power of b. Yeah. So we have used all our operators. There is plus, minus, multiplication, division, one for the remainder, and then there is one for the powers and exponents. So let us run it to get the output. Now, let's see what are the outputs for the respective operators. When we performed A plus B, which is 50 plus 2, gave us an output of 52. 50 minus 2 is 48. 50 times 2 is 100. Now you look at the difference when we use slash and double slash. So both of them is giving you a quotient value. Like when you divide 50 with 2, the quotient you get is 25, right? But the single slash gives you the float output, whereas the double slash gives you the int output. You see, the normal answer, like the actual answer, is an int value only. There was no need of this decimal, right? But still, the nature of the single slash is to always give you the answer in a float form. That's why it just added a decimal simply. Okay, and then the double slash, even though there is a decimal, if you get the answer like 5.4 or something, it will remove the decimal value and only give you the whole number as an output. Okay, now then comes the modulus, which gives you the remainder. So when you divide 50 with 2, the remainder is 0, right? So that's what you get. And a to the power of b, like 50 to the power of 2 is 2500. So that's how we use the arithmetic operators. So then comes the comparison operators. So comparison operators always gives you the output in the form of true and false. Like always the output is either a true or a false, because here you're almost comparing, right? So we'll use the same variables and we'll simply change the operators. So I'm putting all of this into a comment line because we don't need the arithmetic operators anymore. Now we'll use the same variables a and b. Now here I am performing the equal to operator, which is for checking if a is equal to b. Then we are using the not equal to, which is going to check if a is not equal to b. Then comes the greater than operator. Then we have the less than operator. Then we have the greater than or equal to. Then we have less than or equal to. I think that's it. So here we are simply asking the computer or Python that is A equal to B, right? So the answer is either yes or no. So when the answer is yes, it gives you the output true, and when the answer is no, the output is false. Okay. So now because A is not equal to B, right? 50 is not equal to B. So the answer of this is going to be false. Let us look at the output of this. Okay, so this has to be in the beginning. So not equal to. Yeah. So let us run it. And there you go. So because A is not equal to B, the answer we got is false. But when we asked is A not equal to B, so yeah, they are not equal. So the output we got is true. So A is greater than B, yes. So the answer is true. And A is less than B, which is false. So we got the answer is false. So when you perform greater than or equal to, so because there are two operators here, so even if either of them goes true, the answer is going to be true. So because here A is greater than B, but they're not equal, but at least it is greater than B, right? So that's why the output we got is true. Whereas in less than or equal to, the A is not even less than B and it's not even equal to B. So because both the conditions are false, the output we got is false. But even if either of them is true, then the output you will get is true. Okay, so this is how you use comparison operators, and they are mostly used in login systems, exam grading, and age checks and app permission works. Okay, so these are some real world examples or real world applications of comparison operators. Now let's move on to logical operators. So I'll put all of this into a comment line again as we don't need it anymore. So now we are moving on with logical operators. So we have and, or, and not in logical operators. Okay. So and is like, it again gives you the answer in the form of true and false, but and is true when both of them is true. Or is going to be true when either of them is true, and not is going to make the condition the vice versa. So if the output was true earlier, it is going to make it false, and if the output was false, it is going to make it true. So just like in normal English, like we use and when you want to refer two things or two statements together, right? So just like that. So now let us use again some variables. There is a variable age. Someone is 22 years old and we are representing their salary. Like we are creating a variable for representing their salary here. Now we want to check if, someone is more than 18, and also their salary should be greater than 30,000. So my condition I'm checking is age is supposed to be greater than 18, and also the salary should be more than 30,000. So this is going to be true when both the conditions satisfy. So yes, it is satisfying the condition where age is greater than 18, also satisfying the condition where salary is more than 30,000, right? So when you run it, the output is going to be true because they both satisfy. Now, what if I, um, change the value of age from 20 to maybe 12? So now it is not satisfying the condition. We wanted the age to be 18, but the value of age was given as 12. Now, because one of the condition is not satisfying, the output is going to be true. But if I change it simply to the or operator, and because either of them is being satisfied, the salary is still more than 30,000, right? So in that case, it is still going to give me true because at least one of them is true. Okay. And then comes the not operator, which reverses the condition. Like if I have a variable, is someone logged in? And initially, like they were not logged in. Okay. So the data which was saved was false. But now I want to print a statement, or I want to like reverse that condition, not logged in. So in that case, earlier the value was false, but now as I've used the not operator along with it, the value has reversed and it has made it true. Okay. Applications of logical operators are they are used in banking apps, websites, games. They all run heavily on logical operators. Okay, now I'm putting all of this again in the comment line, and we are going to use the assignment operator now. So assignment operator is like you're reassigning a value to a specific variable. Like if there was a variable x whose value initially was 10, okay, but now you want to reassign a value where you want to increase the value of it. So we have already used the first operator where we have assigned a value to a variable. Okay, so the equal to operator is just to assign a value to a variable, whereas the increment operator, this is called as increment operator, where we want to increment the value of that particular variable by 5. Okay, now when you print the value of it, initially the value was 10, right? But now as we have performed the increment operator, the value will be incremented by 5, so it's now 15. The same goes with the decrement operator as well. So if I simply copy this and perform the minus operator or the decrement operator here, so we want to reassign the value to x, which is going to be less than 5 of the previous value. So it was 10 earlier, or maybe after this it was 15, right? Okay, so let's just remove this. So earlier it was 10, but now I want to decrement, and that is going to be the new value. We are reassigning it. That is going to be minus 5 from the previous one. So yeah, 10 minus 5 is 5. You can go the same way for multiplication as well. So earlier it was 10, but now you want to, the new value of x is going to be times 5 of the previous value. So 10 times 5 is 50. That's what the output we got. So when you perform the division operator, again, it is going to be the previous value will be replaced with the current operator. So it has done this operation of division where the quotient you get is 2, right? So that's why you get the output as 2. So that's the new value of x. I hope you understand how Python performs calculations, comparisons, and decisions now. So without operators, programming literally doesn't exist. Next video will cover conditional statements if, elif, and else, where these operators are actually used. Subscribe if you're following this Python bootcamp from day one.